What happens when a city's lifeblood, its power, suddenly vanishes? New York City found out on July 13, 1977. For 25 sweltering hours, the city was paralyzed by a massive blackout. This wasn't just a technical failure, it was a breaking point for a city already in crisis. New York was teetering on bankruptcy, crime was rampant, and fear was everywhere. The subways were covered in graffiti, public services slashed, and neighborhoods felt abandoned. The Son of Sam killer stalked the streets, and the summer heat only made things worse. The city was a powder keg, waiting for a spark. Years of neglect had left the infrastructure fragile, especially the power grid. Most people trusted the lights would always come on, but that trust was misplaced. The blackout wasn't just bad luck, it was the result of a city stretched to its limits. New York was holding its breath, unaware that darkness was about to unleash years of pent-up frustration. The stage was set for chaos. The trigger was a thunderstorm. On July 13th, lightning struck a key transmission line north of the city. Con Edison operators scrambled, but the grid was too fragile. One by one, power lines failed. By 9:30 p.m., the city's last connection to electricity was severed. Instantly, the skyline vanished. The Empire State Building, the World Trade Center, gone. The city's hum was replaced by silence. Subways stopped mid-tunnel, elevators froze, and millions were plunged into darkness. Radios and TVs went dead. No one knew how far the blackout stretched. The loss of information bred fear and confusion. People stumbled through pitch-black streets, trapped in apartments and trains. Traffic signals failed. Intersections became chaos. The city's systems of control had disappeared. New York became a collection of isolated islands in a sea of darkness. Every person was left to fend for themselves. As night deepened, confusion gave way to chaos. The darkness became cover for looting. First a few, then thousands. Appliance stores, supermarkets, car dealerships, nothing was spared. Over 2,000 stores were looted, and the sound of shattering glass filled the air. Fires soon followed. More than 1,000 blazes lit up the night, overwhelming firefighters. The city looked like a war zone. Police, already stretched thin, were powerless to stop the crowds. Nearly 4,000 arrests were made, the largest mass arrest in city history. Firefighters battled flames with low water pressure, sometimes under attack themselves. For many, it felt like the authorities had abandoned them. The blackout didn't create the city's problems, but it exposed them: poverty, neglect, and deep divisions. The social fabric had torn apart. Survival was all that mattered. Sunrise revealed a city scarred and smoldering. Streets were littered with debris, and burned-out buildings stood as grim reminders. The economic toll topped $300 million, a devastating blow. For many small businesses, the blackout was the end. The event forced a reckoning. Con Edison's failures led to major reforms and upgrades to the power grid. Police and fire departments faced scrutiny for their overwhelmed response. The chaos exposed the need for better emergency planning and communication. In the years that followed, New York overhauled its disaster protocols. The blackout left a deep psychological scar, reinforcing the city's image as ungovernable. It became a symbol of urban decline, and a warning to other cities. The question lingered: was this just a technical failure, or the result of years of neglect? The 1977 blackout became a symbol of New York's chaos and creativity. It's been immortalized in films, documentaries, and music. For many, it captured the city's raw energy and danger. The blackout is often credited with accelerating the birth of hip-hop as looted DJ equipment found its way into the Bronx. Out of the chaos, a cultural revolution was sparked. The legacy is complex, a night of violence and fear, but also a turning point. The event forced reforms that made the city more resilient. Community leaders and activists began reclaiming their neighborhoods. The blackout is a stark reminder. Social stability is fragile, and the line between order and chaos is thin. Could it happen again? The lesson endures: never take the lights for granted.